Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Well, it's quiet on radar right now, but we'll have better chances for some isolated showers and storms by this afternoon. I'll break down those rain chances hour by hour and the heat as well coming up.
An expensive cleanup. Chapel Hill is facing multi-million dollars in damages after Chantal. Today, how businesses are getting access to recovery resources.
Plus, a Clean Gear Unit, a new program in Durham, is designed to cut down on the cancer risk firefighters face through their job. How it could save lives. Their lives, in particular, a story we have covered extensively over the years. Glad you're with us here on this Thursday morning. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Great to have you with us. It's going to be another steamy day. It feels like July. We're in the thick of it. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is there in the WRAL Weather Center in for Elizabeth. And wow, some clouds in Durham there.
Yeah, some extra clouds this morning for some spots. Other places will start mostly clear this morning. It is very warm and humid out there, so it'll feel a bit muggy stepping out the door, and it'll be hot by this afternoon. You can see the cloud cover from Durham right now. Otherwise, you can see hints of the sunrise this morning. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s for most spots. Other spots in the low 80s for our heat index values this morning. 81 Raleigh, Goldsboro at 82 degrees. Those air temperatures in the mid to upper 70s to start the day today. It'll be 80 by 9 a.m. by this afternoon, 94, 3 o'clock, 95 by 4. And with the humidity, it will feel even hotter out there. Also tracking more chances for isolated showers and storms. We'll track them hour by hour coming up. Ken.
Hi, Grant. Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We just got reports of Raleigh police working to clear some debris around Sawmill Road and Lead Mine Road. That's right near the Greystone Village Shopping Center. So if that's part of your morning commute, just keep that in mind as you're about to head out this morning. But really and truly, all our major routes are delay-free. We do have some congestion building in a construction zone there in Durham on I-40 and Fayetteville Road, those eastbound lanes at the streets at South Point exit. You can see it right here. They just cleared that particular area, so that's really good news to report. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. We're getting a clearer picture of the damage caused by Chantal in Chapel Hill. So new data released by the town shows there was $5.8 million in damage at parks and recreation facilities, $3.5 million in housing damage, and $17 million in business damage. WRAL's Ali Kadlubar joins us live from Chapel Hill with the new help available for affected businesses. Ali.
Yes, Renee, and from 10 to 2 today, in just a few hours, businesses can get some more support, like the ones here at Eastgate. You can see help is already here. There's disaster recovery trucks as well as equipment. This video shows the damage the day after the flood. Innovate Carolina, a department with UNC, says 35 to 40 shops are wiped out completely. That's why today it's hosting an event to help. There's going to be law firms, construction companies, and volunteer groups. They're going to offer services.
It's really an open house kind of thing where people can come in, they can walk from table to table learning about the resources that are available and really target specific areas.
Cheryl Waddell, she is a director with Innovate Carolina. Now, she says the event is from 10 to 2, like you see on this graphic. It's on Rosemary Street for businesses who can offer help and for those that need it. You can find more information on our website. Reporting in Chapel Hill, Ali Kadlubar, WRAL News.
Today, the Durham Fire Department is taking a step to address the increased cancer risk among firefighters. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live in Durham now to talk about this new unit designed to protect those first responders from cancer-causing chemicals. Kelsey.
Yes, Jeff, Durham Fire will start using this new van today. This will be an area where they can change into clean gear. Now, clean gear is critical to limiting their exposure to cancer-causing chemicals. WRAL Investigates has spent the past 7 years looking into cancer risk for firefighters. Cancer caused 66% of firefighter deaths from 2002 to 2019, according to the latest CDC data. Raleigh Fire added a new truck to their department last year. It was also designed to limit crews exposure. Durham Fire Chief Robert Zoldis says changing out of dirty gear can save lives. You'll hear why coming up in the next half hour. If you want a full timeline of our coverage of cancer risk for firefighters, head to WRAL.com. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Durham.
The Chatham County Sheriff's Office is investigating a drowning at Harris Lake. It's the fourth drowning in the county since Chantal brought torrential rains to the area last week. Deputies were called out to the lake just before 5:30 yesterday afternoon. The man was brought to shore by friends who attempted CPR before emergency crews arrived. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Deputies say he was fishing with his friends before getting in the water, where he began to struggle. WRAL has previously reported on 3 drowning deaths at Jordan Lake in the days following Chantal.
Hillsborough town leaders are taking a close look at the potential price tag for Chantal recovery. Commissioners allocated just over $1 million to begin that process. In Hillsborough, the Public Works Department is down 10 vehicles after flooding took them out at the facility. Town leaders say they are acting quickly to restore essential services, but they hope that money gets reimbursed.
We just allocated a little over $1 million tonight to cover the cost of vehicles and public work-related expenses, and we hope to be reimbursed for that.
Local leaders say they will also be focused going forward on long-term solutions for flood prevention so this doesn't happen again.
People in Sanford are working to clean up debris left behind after a severe thunderstorm rolled through. Parts of Sanford saw heavy rain, lightning, 60-mile-per-hour winds last night. The storm split trees and sent branches into cars. Some neighbors said the storm only lasted 5 minutes, but came on strong. They took cover and waited for the rain to subside.
I never saw that type of wind before. I thought it was a tornado, a hurricane. I didn't know what it really was.
Quite the ordeal. The storm knocked power out to about 1,000 Duke Energy customers in Lee County.
North Carolina Attorney General Jeff Jackson is suing FEMA over its decision to cancel $200 million in water, sewer, and flood protections, and that includes services that were recently devastated by Chantal. Jackson said this, quote, "We know what it takes to rebuild from a disaster. This money helps us better prepare for future storms. FEMA was wrong to break the law and cancel this money." His words there. The canceled grants include a $7 million award to Hillsborough to relocate its pump station out of a floodplain. The river pump station was taken offline last week due to Chantal. That prevented the town from being able to treat its wastewater.
Happening tonight, religious leaders in Wake County will be hosting an interfaith prayer vigil for the victims of the deadly floods in Texas. Around 10 of those local religious leaders will be at the Islamic Center of Cary tonight on West Chatham Street to lead people in prayer and remembrance. The service will start at 6:30. Kerr County has been hit hard with ongoing floods that started during the July 4th weekend. At least 132 people were killed across the entire Texas Hill region.
This morning, Raleigh police will hold a news conference warning people about vehicle break-ins happening at churches while service is taking place. Over the weekend, at least 5 locations were hit across the city. In total, more than 30 cars were broken into. Surveillance cameras at Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic Church caught thieves in action. They were seen breaking into 6 vehicles right as Mass was letting out. They got away with $2,000 in cash and a handgun.
I'm glad it wasn't worse, but that's 6 families that are, that were affected. But, I'm just concerned about just that brazenness of people targeting us.
And Raleigh police warn, as always, avoid leaving valuables in your cars. They also want you to report any suspicious activity you see. WRAL will be at this morning's police news conference.
This morning, the Goldsboro Police Department is asking for help finding the people accused of shooting 2 men last month. The shooting happened near the Cookout on Berkeley Boulevard around 1:30 in the morning on June 29th. It led to a crash in front of the Waffle House. Police are asking anyone who is in the area at the time of the shooting or who may have video from the area to reach out to investigators.
The Rocky Mount Police Department is celebrating the retirement of Police Chief Robert Hassel. The department is hosting a celebration at the Rocky Mount Event Center this afternoon. Chief Hassel has been on the job since May of 2021 in that position. He began his career in Kinston in 1995. Hassel is retiring from the department, but not leaving law enforcement. He's accepted the job as police chief at North Carolina A&T University. A search for a new chief is officially underway.
Help during a crisis. Today, the 988 hotline stops offering services tailored to LGBTQ plus youth. How North Carolina leaders say they plan to step up.
Plus, checking your registration. Tens of thousands of voters are being asked to confirm their identities. Coming up at 6:30, what happens if you don't respond?
And more chances for isolated showers and storms by this afternoon. And also, it's going to be a hot day and getting even hotter for the weekend. We'll break down those temperatures all the way through the end of the weekend and next week coming up.
Here are the winning Powerball numbers. We have 4, 21, 43, 48, and 49. The Powerball is 22. The multiplier is 2.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13 now on this Thursday morning, starting warm and humid as we have the past several days. 78 in Raleigh, 77 South Hill, Fayetteville at 76 degrees. Some places are seeing scattered cloud cover, other mostly clear to start this morning. And you'll see by this afternoon, temperatures in the mid to upper 90s for some spots. Other spots a bit cooler, with a chance for isolated showers and storms. Some places may get some relief, but I think it's going to be a hot afternoon, and with the humidity factored in, it will feel even hotter out there. A level 1 of 5 severe risk in place for our northwestern spots. We could see some brief strong wind gusts. Overall, though, with those typical summertime thunderstorms, you could see brief wind gusts, heavy rainfall, and the possibility for localized flooding and frequent lightning as well. Ken?
All right, great. Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We just have Raleigh police working to clear some debris at Lead Mine Road and Sawmill Road. That's right near the Greystone Village Shopping Center. But I don't think it's going to delay you whatsoever. So if that's part of your morning commute, just keep in mind you'll be seeing some Raleigh police officers working in that particular area. To the east of Raleigh, all those major routes are delay-free, 64, I-540 as well. So let's stay to the east of Raleigh, give you a live look at I-87 and Smithfield Road. Traffic is beginning to pick up just a bit in those southbound lanes coming into the capital city, but delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thanks. Just hours ago, the U.S. Senate sent a bill that cuts funding from foreign aid and public broadcasting over to the House. They have one day to vote on the DOGE cuts package due to a Friday deadline mandated under budget rules. Republicans are using that deadline to move the package without Democratic votes. If the bill becomes law, foreign aid programs will lose $8 billion. Public broadcasting, which helps fund NPR and PBS, will lose $1.1 billion.
And Renee, the U.S. House is moving forward on cryptocurrency legislation after a long delay on the floor. The vote was held open for a record-breaking 9 hours, 40 minutes as GOP leaders negotiated with conservative hardliners. Some lawmakers were concerned the bill did not ban central bank digital currency. A meeting at the White House did not appear to convince the hardliners to change their vote initially, but they eventually allowed that bill to pass.
For years, Wake County school leaders have spent less than they knew they needed on heating and air conditioning systems. Now those systems are falling apart. WRAL reporters Destiny Patterson and Emily Walkenhorst worked together to find that the costs are now higher than ever. The consequences are keeping more kids out of school. The board has deferred maintenance for years now. That totaled $200 million last fall. And technicians are becoming harder to find and commanding higher pay.
Dollars that could or should have gone to maintenance and operations were not. They were spent in other areas.
Tonight on WRAL News at 6, where district officials prioritize their money over the years and how the district is making progress to catch up now.
Starting today, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline will no longer offer us specialized support for LGBTQ youth. However, there will be still assistance for that community here in North Carolina. Michelle McConaughey is here with the efforts to keep it going here, Michelle.
Yeah, Jeff, starting today, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline will no longer use its LGBTQ youth services, also known as that Press 3 option. However, here in our state Health and Human Services officials say that callers will speak to general counselors who have been trained to provide aid for various fields, including sexuality. The state State's Director of Mental Health Services, Kelly Crosby, says the loss of the specific hotline is worrisome. She says it could possibly make LGBTQ plus young people feel more isolated and less likely to reach out for help. Cynthia McSwain is a therapist in Greensboro, and she says losing those specialists with that direct connection can be harmful.
So the continuation of empowering places, educated places, compassionate places, inclusive places is really important.
Despite the ending of the federal funding, we're here.
Yeah, and Crosby adds the whole point of a crisis lifeline is to remind folks that they matter. The Department of Health and Human Services is also working to provide funding to community organizations that support queer people and connect with local counselors. If you or someone you know needs help, you can call or text this number 988 anytime.
Thanks, Michelle. The digital court service called eCourts is expanding. It's going online in 14 more counties next week. You see them here in yellow on this map. They're right along the Tennessee and Virginia borders. The service launches Monday. Then the final 13 counties in red on the map here join that service in October.
Chris Levingood here in the WRAL Live Center. We do have an update regarding this situation with President Donald Trump. You may recall that he said the United States would be assisting Ukraine with additional missiles being sent there. Well, we now know through a U.S. military leader that they will be sent through Germany, actually working with Germany and NATO in order to get Patriot missile systems to Ukraine. That senior leader said, quote, they're trying to get them as quickly as possible in terms of getting the transfer of weapons happening there in Ukraine. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky thanked the United States, Norway, and Germany for that decision.
Alaskans are breathing a sigh of relief after a tsunami warning for them got canceled. That was all from a 7.3 magnitude earthquake off the Alaskan coast that triggered that tsunami warning. The earthquake could be felt as far as Anchorage, 600 miles away from the epicenter. People near the coast were told to get to higher ground out of an abundance of caution. There are no immediate reports of damage.
Just about 20 minutes after 6 right now on a Thursday morning, and we're in that summer cycle of heat and storms, but not all hope is lost. Grant Skinner is over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. Bring us some hope.
I know. I'm looking forward to the next couple of months because we'll start to see some slow changes with temperatures eventually cooling off. For now, it is still going to be hot out there. But look at this. First day with highs in the 60s, September 20th. So that's not too far away. And then the first day with lows in the 50s, August 23rd. So there's some relief. Is somewhat inside. It's still going to be hot today, though, so watch out for temperatures to reach into the mid to upper 90s. And with the humidity factored in, heat index values well exceeding 100 degrees for some spots across the area, up to 104 in Raleigh. Normal high is 91 degrees, reaching 95 by this afternoon, 97 on Friday, 95 Saturday, 96 Sunday. So the heat only continues across the area. You're going to hope for at least a brief shower to cool you off, but some of these brief storms or showers could be a bit stronger today. They'll pack some heavier downpours, frequent lightning, and the possibility for some localized flooding. Here's 10:15 a.m. You can see a few clouds out there. Otherwise, just some scattered clouds for some spots. And then by this afternoon, this is 2, 3 o'clock, you can see more isolated showers and storms popping up. Similar to yesterday, could see some brief wind gusts with these, so keep that in mind. Make sure to have the WRAL weather app to get those alerts. Then by 6, 7 o'clock this evening, still some isolated storms lingering in our northern spots, but those slowly fade away by late tonight. But still by 9 p.m., you could see a few leftover brief showers, but I think it'll be quieter by late tonight, but still going to stay warm and humid overnight. And we'll keep chances for isolated storms each day through the weekend and the start of the work week. But this will be interesting. Tuesday and Wednesday, our rain chances really dropping off as high pressure builds and temperatures will be in the upper 80s and low 90s by then. So a bit of heat relief. But for now, no relief in sight. Temperatures building into the mid to upper 90s across the area. And with the humidity factored in, it's going to feel even hotter, Ken. Heat index values above 100 degrees. We can't get a break.
We got a little pool time in with the children yesterday before the thunder rolled in, but at least we got some pool time in.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, thanks, Greg. Quiet start to your morning commute here in Wake County. Let's go over to Durham and show you what we're talking about in terms of major routes there in the Bull City. Very little to no delays whatsoever. All those major routes, I-85, Highway 55, I-40, all delay-free at this hour. So let's check one of those major routes. I-85 and Ellis Road, traffic beginning to pick up just a little bit, but flowing nicely in all directions. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thanks. Still ahead, healthy summer snacks. 5 Under Side is figuring out which kids' snack bars are actually healthy.
Also, back to school costs. As families start to get a head start on the new school year, new data is showing just how much people are prepared to spend. We explain what people are doing to help offset the rising costs.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Big night for an Olympic legend and the new role for a former Saturday Night Live comedian.
Ken Smith here now with what's trending on our Thursday, Ken.
Yeah, Jeff and Renee, that Olympic legend, we're talking about Simone Biles. She had quite the night at the ESPYs. She took home 2 awards, Best Championship Performance for her performance at the Paris Games, where she collected 3 gold medals and a silver. She also won Best Female Athlete.
No debate about that after her triumphant comeback at the Paris Games. Will she compete in the 2028 Games? She hasn't ruled it out. We'll see, but that's still years away. And she's just enjoying life.
Please come back.
Exactly. Now to an SNL alum, actor and comedian Pete Davidson, going to be a dad. His girlfriend, Elsie Hewitt, making the announcement on Instagram, complete with a picture of an ultrasound. This bundle of joy will be the first baby for both Davidson and Hewitt.
It is official, and Davidson says being a dad is like a dream to him, so can't wait for that to happen.
Good for him.
Ken, thanks. We now know the schedule for the Carolina Hurricanes' upcoming season. Opening night will be October 9th. The Canes will host the New Jersey Devils at the Lenovo Center. They'll have 10 Saturday home games and will also play on the nights before and after Thanksgiving. They'll also have a New Year's Day game. The team is looking for its 8th consecutive trip to the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Multi-million-dollar price tag. Chapel Hill leaders say it will cost more than $26 million to repair damage from Chantal. The resources local businesses are getting today to help.
And protecting our protectors. There's a new tool in Durham to help reduce firefighter exposure to cancer-causing chemicals. How the new van will limit risks.
And warm and humid this morning, then hot and humid by the afternoon. We'll break down those high temperatures across the area for the afternoon and also your storm chances through the weekend coming up.